Hello, everybody. It is 2:00. So welcome. Happy that you're all here with me. And it's hard to believe. I just said to Danny, my legal assistant, can you believe that it's already January 20th and the H-1B cap season is underway? So thank you for being here, being proactive. As I thought about what to do with this webinar, I know that quite a few of you have worked with us for a while, so you know kind of the basics and more than the basics for this, but there's others here that don't know a lot about it. So what I'm going to do, you will get the slides, so you can always read what it's there. But what I'm going to try to do, there's 3 main pieces that I'm going to divide the presentation on. We're going to do it in 30 minutes so that you can get in, get out, and get a lot of value out of it. But I'm going to divide those 3 sections into 3 little stories of things that have actually happened that you may leave saying, oh, okay, this is what she meant, or so practical things that you can use on a day-to-day. If you kind of housekeeping, please mute yourself so that if there's other stuff happening in the background, it doesn't affect the presentation. I am grateful to have Ellen, one of the immigration paralegals with our team that is helping me here as a co-panelist. And because again, this is moving fairly quickly, she will kind of be monitoring this chat, and she just said, hi, everyone. Now, for all of you, you know that I love your participation. And when I'm going really fast, like we're doing on some of these supercharged webinars, I don't get to participate with you as much. So I would love to hear from you in the chat. So is this sound good? Let me know in the chat. Is that okay? Can you see the slides? Awesome. Okay. Thank you. All right. And so I have Ellen, and I also, I think, have Daniela's that will be helping me with this. So here's what I thought. We have actually 3 directors of HR, managers of HR, ladies that are called Lisa, and they're all fantastic. They're really amazing. I know all of you are, but I was trying to find a name to my character for this presentation, and Lisa will be it. I also have quite a few foreign nationals that are called Ram, and they're also really great. So Ram and Lisa are going to be my friends in this story and your friends. So let's see what we have going on here. Okay, so I am going to divide again this in 3 parts: H-1B basics and the cap, the timeline, registration, notification of selections, which is very interesting, and cap and employment. How do we make sure that everybody is work authorized as much as we can? As always, it would be impossible for me to do what we do if I didn't have this amazing team with me, behind you all. So thank you, Tyra, Ellen, Danny. You guys make it possible. And oh my God, I just realized I have the same jacket on that I had in that picture. Wow, it's a good day. All right, so H-1B basics and the cap. So this is 2021, and Lisa reaches out to us, or we reach out to Lisa, and hey, this is the H-1B cap season is starting. We need the list of the names of the people that you are going to be putting through the cap this year. The sooner you have those for us, the better it will be for you, for us, for them. But of course, Lisa is not just Lisa, and it would be great if she could just have that list and not depend on other people, but she depended on managers and others that had to give approvals for the process to go forward. So as much as Lisa wanted to get the list to us, the list kind of got a little delayed. The reason why the list is important to have it to us or to your immigration attorney really early in the process, like now, before February anyway, there's quite a few things that are important to verify if, to make sure that the candidate qualified for the H-1B visa. And for most of you, most of our clients, that is almost the least of my concerns. The bigger concern is, where are they in their work eligibility status? Is this someone that is going to benefit from the cap gap? Is this someone that needs to apply for a STEM? And that all of that will make sense in the third part of this presentation. But, and the premium processing situation, the dependents, is there any travel involved? All of those kind of things. Knowing that at the beginning makes your life a lot easier. So Lisa knew she was going on vacation during the registration period. So she was after the managers to make sure that she got the approvals on the ones that she, the names that she needed to give to us, so that at least we could start working with the foreign nationals while she was away on vacation. And then the plan was, we got the list to make sure that we had the stuff that we needed to get from the foreign nationals. When she got back from vacation, which actually was the last week of registration, we will register the foreign nationals, and we would make sure that, that she approved those and the process can move forward. So this was done after she working very hard to get, the names that she needed. To get the people through, to us, so that she could go on vacation and have some peace of mind. For those of you that are new to the lottery, the way it works, the H-1B visa is the most sought after work visa out of all of them. And the reason is because it's really good for professionals. So most of my bachelor's degree and master's degree, and now some PhDs are going into this H-1B as their main work visa. There's only 65,000 of them available in the year, plus 20,000 US master's degrees, so 85,000 total. They become available, the registration opens in March. So we thought before April was kind of our deadline. And for those of you that have been working with us now, the deadline is March. So March, we register people, you approve them. The lottery happens typically at the end of March. And then in very early in April, or even right at the end of March, we know who was selected. So again, going back to my story, we got the names from Lisa before she went on vacation. One of those in the list was Ram. Ram, it's a foreign national that has a US master's degree in software engineering. He was using his OPT EAD. He qualified for a STEM EAD, and he wasn't sure, should I really register? Should I really extend my H1, do my OPT and then a STEM, and then maybe go through the lottery in 2 years from now? The message that we have always given Lisa is, this 3 years of STEM or OPT for a STEM designated degrees it's a gift. So use it from the moment that you can. I would not recommend just using up the 3 years of EAD and then do the lottery on the 4th year, because you will lose this opportunity. So Lisa agreed. So we put Ram through the lottery in March. He went through the lottery. He did not get selected. So, but he had his OPT EAD, so he was good to work until August. So the next decision was, does he apply for STEM OPT? And many foreign nationals are kind of like, yeah, the money, the time, the energy, why should I do this? Well, in this particular case, he had not been selected under the first lottery, so he knew he needed to pursue his STEM OPT. So he did, thankfully. So he extended, so he applied for his STEM OPT, which gave him 2 more years of employment authorization. And there was a second lottery in July, which we kind of expected, and he did not get selected there either. So then it was even more important that he had his STEM OPT, because even if he was selected under that second lottery, if that H-1B was not approved on October 1st, then his ability to work would end until this H-1B visa was approved. So, but he had extended his EAD, or he had applied for his STEM. So he had an EAD extension, and he went past October, working on his EAD. And out of the blue, for Lisa's, Lisa was thrilled. We were thrilled. This has never happened ever for as long as I've been practicing immigration law, and I don't think it's happened even before this. We had a third lottery last year. And in that third lottery, Ram was selected. So yay, Lisa was happy, Ram was happy, we were happy, his manager was happy, but a lot of things needed to happen for that to come to fruition. Get everybody in place before Lisa went on vacation. When Lisa came back, did the registration, which I'm going to go into my next little story. Go through all these lotteries, make sure he was employment authorized, and at the end of the day, he was lucky that selected on that third lottery. So I also want to put, and this is interesting because USCIS sends out so many notifications, and so many of them to me are useless. They have a good marketing machine behind them, but the stuff that we really, really need to know about, they're never public. I have to go behind, I don't know how many screens of government websites to find out. And literally, as I was preparing for this presentation, I was like, somewhere we have to know how many people were selected in the register in the last lottery. So 6,753 people that had been registered in March were selected in November. So at the end, out of all the numbers and all the registrations, USCIS selected 121,970 registrations. Of course, there's only 85,000 total visas, but so that means that, I don't know, 40,000 of them were not used, were denied, were rejected for something, but there's a lot more that gets selected out of those that are registered. And the stronger your petition is to begin with, the more proactive Lisa, Ram, and managers are in the process, the higher the chance that you're going to be one of those 85,000 out of the 121. Right, questions so far? I have gone through 10 minutes or so, and that's the end of my first little story. Questions? We're good? At least give me a yes. You're all very quiet. Thank you. Okay, perfect. Great. All right, so now we're going into our second little story. Timeline, registration, notifications of selection, it's been very interesting. So I said to you, Lisa was going on vacation. So again, we prepare the petitions. We started preparing basically the foundational documents before she left. When she came back, we did the registration. And then after the registration, there's the lottery. Then for those that are selected, we do the LCA, which is a document that needs to be filed and certified before the H-1B petition can be filed. So for those of you that are new to this, it's kind of odd, but that certification needs to take place before the H-1B petition is filed. It goes with the petition, and then USCIS adjudication. So that's kind of the timeline. What is interesting that we needed to get right with Lisa was, again, that all of these things were taken care of and at least talked about before she went on vacation. That's why it was so important that we knew, or she knew, who were the people that were going to be selected. So passport expirations, that the passport number of the foreign national is an important piece of the information that needs to be entered as part of the registration. Some of them forget or can't do it because of COVID. There's all kinds of reasons about the passport expiring. And so that is something that we deal with very early in this process. Then consider the strategy. Are they on OPT without a stamp? So those are the first ones that we work on and file. So those are the first ones that we need to be finalized with all the information in place. Consider premium processing. I'm going to tell you all because this program is specifically for you guys, and I will be doing another one next week that is specifically for foreign nationals. That doesn't mean that, probably some foreign nationals are here and you all can attend the foreign nationals webinar next week if you want to. But I know my whole goal here is to save you time, and I didn't want you to have to listen to stuff that I'm going to be telling them. But everybody's welcome to attend whatever. But one of the things that you're going to hear about a lot, and Lisa did, is like, well, we need to file premium. We need to file premium because that's going to improve my selections of getting filed, or because I want to know if I was selected. Premium usage does not increase the chances of someone being selected in the lottery. Where the person comes from does not affect whether they're selected in the lottery or not. Sadly, it is a truly electronic lottery. If you can think, and I just imagine this huge mail room, because it has to be, with packages that are coming in that are labeled H-1B cap, and of course ours come with the sprinkles. And whoever touches them, they just smell them and they're like, oh, this is the best package on my day. Because we take so much care of our packages, your packages, because we know that these adjudicators are going through 10,000 of these things. And we're all humans. We like things well presented that look nice and pretty. So if you see our filings, you're going to see that we have colors, we have dividers. We want to make it as presentable and pretty as possible. But back to the premium processing usage, it will not affect the chances of the person being selected or not. The packages get a number, they get put through a lottery electronically, and literally those numbers are coming out. Oh, 56, give me that package. 25, give me that package. 132, give me that package. That's how they get selected. Once they get selected, then we start getting the emails, and I'll talk about that because that's also a very interesting process. But so again, when the premium processing at this stage, registration, don't bother, going into that with, it's not an issue for discussion. Now, after the case is filed or when it's being filed, that's when premium processing may make a difference. And I am very strategic, as many of you know, as to when I use premium processing or not, because you could have the most beautiful petition in the world. It lands in the desk of an officer that is going on vacation next week, and he or she does not want to deal with the 15-day deadline to approve or deny a case or whatever. So what you get for using premium processing as a gift sometimes is a request for additional evidence that is completely uncalled for, and you have to deal with that. So I am very, very careful on when to use premium usage. So I will talk about that with you. Now, there are some cases, like for example, RAM, that we actually, if he didn't have the STEM, that would be a case where I would consider using premium if he was selected. So then you would know, what to do next, okay? But that's not everybody is in RAM's position. And again, this is something, and last year, frankly, if I'm looking back, we did not use premium on any of the cases that we filed. and they all got approved before October 1st, and they all got approved without an RFE, which I mean, it was a blessing, as many of you know, when you get one of those RFEs. A lot of it is, again, being proactive, working with beautiful people like you, having a tremendous team behind us. And the foreign nationals, obviously, they did their part. I say this is a three-legged stool, and everybody has their piece. You ask them, and as a team, we make the best filing that we can. So, okay, so that's premium. Then the next one is travel. No matter how many times I say no travel, if you are going through the lottery, I mean, you can travel right now. The foreign nationals, if they have the visa, if they have whatever else needs to be in place for them to travel, I'm good with that. But when we file that registration for a change of a status, meaning that if they get selected, they are going to be in the United States to change status. I'm saying, and USCIS says, don't travel, you stay put, okay? You're gonna have some people that are gonna come crying in your door saying, oh my God, somebody's getting married in whatever, and I need to go to their wedding. I'm telling you, I have missed a lot of weddings. I have missed funerals. I have missed, and it's just, sadly, it's part of the immigrant life. So no travel. And of course, through all of this, remain flexible. Okay, so I kind of talked about the selection process. So you're gonna get this. You're not gonna go through this slide. Oh, I thought I had another one about, well, I guess it's not here. I do want to tell you about notification of selection though. So very quickly, it is the weirdest thing. You will get, and all of you that are working with us to get, to register people through the lottery, you will get this email on Saturday morning, Sunday afternoon, Friday evening. It is amazing the times that it comes. Basically saying something like there has been an update on your account. And the first year that we sold those, we were like, what? And I was getting emails from clients also saying, what does this mean? And so you actually have to log into my USCIS account, your account as an employer, to see what happened. It is not an individual notification or a person, for registration. You actually have to log in and then see who was selected. It's an interesting process. And because of the computers for USCIS don't have the capacity to do whatever, it gets sent at all crazy hours. And the foreign nationals are going to be coming to me every year. Was I selected? Was I selected? Da, 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 da. And I'm telling you now, I will not tell them if they were selected until you tell me that we're ready to tell them, or that they were not selected. Either way, we will let you know, these are the people that were selected. How do we want to go from here? It's a team approach because it has a variety of consequences. All right, job and employment. So remember that Ram had an OPT EAD. So what does that mean? That means that he was authorized to work. Typically, this is what happens. He has an EAD, an employment authorization document that allows him to continue to work through, obviously, the end of that EAD. So say June 30th. And the dates are not going to necessarily match, but I'm just picking June 30th. If he would have been selected in the lottery in March, we would have filed his petition. Say he didn't have a stamp, we would have filed his petition as one of the first petitions that we filed. And again, you're also going to have foreign national. I want mine to be first. I want mine to be first. Well, everybody cannot be first. And we have to give preference for your benefit and their benefit to the ones that are going to be beneficiaries of this cap gap. Because once those petitions are filed and accepted, that means that this person that had an EAD that expired June 30th, once that petition is filed and accepted, now that employment authorization gets automatically extended all the way through September, which is awesome. That is one of the greatest gifts that we've had. So that is really, really important. So that's important to determine at the beginning, how are these people going to work? Now, say Ram had the opportunity to apply for STEM, which our Ram did. So he would have applied for a STEM sometime in June. That STEM EAD would have been automatically extended or for 180 days until probably or certainly past October. Now, in this case, because he got selected for the lottery, the third lottery in November, then once that petition was filed and accepted and approved, he stops using his EAD and then he goes back to, not he goes back, but he goes into this wonderful H-1B status. So the ability to work and how this works is just really important was really important for Lisa to understand, and also for her managers to understand, so that they could know, am I going to count on this person to be able to work beyond their expiration? Okay. So we have talked about OPT and a STEM OPT. I have not mentioned CPT, and this is something else that you're going to hear about. Oh, I think I'm going to go into, I'm going to apply for 1-day OPT so that I can continue to work. I have a video on CPT, 1-day CPT. I'm also going to be preparing a FAQ about that. So, and that's going to be released later on when you're actually going to have people coming in and asking you about the 1-day CPT. So be on the lookout for that. That's another option for, and some of you on this call, that's what the foreign nationals are using. So that's kind of, review this slide because it does have a lot of really good information. We've talked about the travel. This is the other thing. Google. I love Google. You love Google. Our foreign nationals love Google. And they're very active on Google. And I get all kinds of questions, and so will you. So one of my messages that I'm going to tell them is, I'm a runner. Move to the side of the road when the vehicle approaches. That's what the sign says. There's a lot more behind the sign. There's a lot more about more behind what they read on the internet, what the friend did and whatever. So take everything with a grain of salt. All right. I cannot believe that it's 2:27 and I pretty much almost done. Okay, as I did before, please let us know. Danny is actually going to send you a little survey, probably as we speak right now. Let us know if this was useful. Was the idea of having Lisa and Ram to think about and kind of go through some of the things that have happened to us? Is that helpful for you? It's that rather than me kind of going through the slides. So there is Danny, just send the link to the survey. Please, tell us, and tell us also what you are concerned about. What are you thinking about that I haven't covered? I review the questions that you send me ahead of time. So thank you for that. Actually, one of the questions that we sent was, so while you do your survey, I'll talk about this. So far, we have not had any, and literally I looked at it before I came into this call, no news on any changes on the process of H-1B yet. I never say never. Like I said, this lottery in November came out of the blue. So who knows? One of the biggest things that I say to you guys and to everybody is just be flexible. Be flexible, be flexible, be proactive, because we never know what is going to happen. But again, so far, no changes. The process is expected to be very similar to what it was last year. Another thing that we do know for sure, last year when I did this presentation, there was a lot of talk about the prevailing wages and the, using the level 4s to qualify people for the H-1Bs and all kinds of things. All of those, there were 3 actually proposals. All 3 of them have been shut down in various ways, retracted by the administration, shut down by a court. So at this point, I'm not worried about a selection based on prevailing wage determinations. So that was one of the questions that was asked. And the other question was, would there be some changes? Maybe. And we do expect some changes. I mean, there's like 4 rules that I'm watching, but right now I don't want to burden you. I know you have billions of other things to worry about. So if any of those become closer to reality, I will be talking about it. All right. So always here for you, always here for our country, our community, and you guys. I always say I have the most amazing clients in the world. You make our world better. You make our world more beautiful. Thank you for being there. Thank you for being there for us and for your foreign nationals. At this time, actually, they're becoming more essential than ever. Yes, we will be sending the PowerPoint, and we will be sending the recording to you all. The first email that you're going to get from Danny, besides this survey, please, 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 is a infographic that we only released it to our clients about 2 weeks ago. And so some of you may have it, but it's pretty cool. It's a really fun way to, view this crazy process. And then the second email that you would get once we get this downloaded and whatnot is the recording of this video. Okay. Anything else on the chat? Was this helpful? I always like to hear from you. Give me something. All right, fabulous. Terrific. Thank you so much. Awesome. Thank you for being here. We'll stay in touch. And again, next week, I will be doing something similar for the foreign nationals that you have. So if you have people that you already know that are going to go through this process, let them know that they should register. We don't have their emails yet for most of them. Okay. Thank you so much. Happy end of the day. Bye. Take care.